Issues regarding the alleged security breach at the Nnamdi Azikiwe International Airport, Abuja. The Nigeria Civil Aviation Authority has officially petitioned the Attorney General of the Federation and the Inspector General of Police to launch a thorough investigation into the incident involving musician King Wasiu Ayinde, popularly known as KWAM, and domestic airline ValueJet. The incident, which occurred on Tuesday, reportedly disrupted standard operational procedures and raised concerns over passenger conduct and airline safety protocols. According to preliminary reports, during a scheduled ValueJet flight, Mr. Ayinde was allegedly involved in actions that violate the Nigeria Civil Aviation regulations. In a letter addressed to both the Attorney General and the Inspector General of Police, the NCAA called for a comprehensive criminal investigation and the initiation of appropriate prosecution in accordance with the provisions of the Nigeria Civil Aviation Regulations 2023, SUPRA, and all other applicable laws. Meanwhile, the Minister of Aviation and Aerospace Development, Festus Keyamo, has directed the Nigeria Civil Aviation Authority to place Fuji musician Wasiu Ayinde on a no-fly list. On his X handle, Mr. Keyamo mentioned that the artist would be on the list pending outcome of investigation over the case of alleged security breach at the Nnamdi Azikiwe International Airport, Abuja. The minister described the incident as temporary loss of sanity and control on both sides, which could have led to serious fatalities. Aviation editor at Business Day Media Limited, Ifeoma Okeke-Korieocha, joins me here in the studio for more on this. Good to have you join us. So let me just ask you what your thought is in all of this. Some people feel like it has now probably escalated, especially with the call of the arrest of Wasiu Ayinde. Yeah, it's been an issue in the aviation sector with the arrest. I mean, it's a safety issue, and it's a very, very serious issue. And the global community are actually watching us to see what next. What steps are going to be taken in this case? To have a passenger block a full aircraft with passengers in it, it's a really serious breach in safety. It's a serious breach, and I think this will not be swept under the carpet. NCAA is on it. The minister, Keyamo, is on it, and the world is watching to see what next will be done. Yeah. So there are two sides, of this debate. Some people feel like, look, if this was perhaps the West, by now he would be charged for probably acts of terrorism because he blocked the flights. Other people say, look, the no-fly list and perhaps the ban for blacklist for 6 months were just enough, and that the call for his arrest and more investigation perhaps may have been overstretched. I mean, have they taken appropriate sanctions, or has it been overdone at this point?
When it comes to safety issue, you can't say anything is overdone. It's safety. It's about the lives of passengers. I even feel like the minister did the job of the NCAA. We expected that the NCAA sanctioned the pilots, which was commendable. We also expected that the NCAA would also sanction immediately the KWAM. But we didn't see that happening. How come the minister is doing the job of the NCAA? The NCAA has autonomy. The NCAA is independent and should immediately have sanctioned KWAM. I hear that he was even being apologized to after the incident. It's uncalled for. He should have been called to book immediately. And I think whatever sanctions is being given to him is appropriate and would teach others a lesson that nobody is above the law, and the law has to take its course.
And if I may just also ask you, because the ValueJet is also now suing, how serious, again, within, you cover aviation, right? And you understand the rules. For those who are also thinking, some of these things have happened before, where, you see passengers really sometimes maltreating, the flight attendants, people screaming inside the plane. And sometimes it's those who have the pedigree to do it that do it. And I'm wondering, within the aviation space, how serious of a crime, what are the rules and how serious of a crime is this?
It's a very, very serious crime.
like I said, nobody is above the law, and this has to do with safety. There's no, for a person to block, I don't know if you watch the video footage, he blocked an entire aircraft. That's safety, that's a breach on safety. That's the lives of maybe over 150 people on that aircraft.
And his life as well.
And his life as well, you know. So I think we should, NCA should be on it. So there are several things going online to say that the pilot herself said that she had gotten clearance from ATC, and then she had also seen that the guy had instructed those on ground to move the guy. But then if you see the footage, the aircraft wing almost hit him, you know? So it's a worry. And I'm also more worried that the global world is watching, and, you know, it's laughable for you to have that on, you know, on an international airport like the Lagos International Airport. So I like
that, you know, sorry to interrupt, I like that you said, you know, I mean, the world is watching. Just because, again, and I will get to the pilot in just a moment, because he passed through security checks at the airport with that bottle, whatever it is in it. Somebody should have stopped. I mean, for those who fly, you know that there are some things you can't even take. I have bought drinks before at the lounge, and my flight was delayed, but just a few minutes after I bought that drink, the flight was announced. I had to abandon it because I knew that I couldn't take it. It cost me money, but I had to leave it. And people know the rules. And so he must have passed through security checks. What does that also say about those security checks that were put in place at the airport?
Yeah, it's also another issue, but then there's also an argument from fans saying that he had passed with the bottle and they had asked him to open the bottle, and when he opened the bottle, it was empty. So I want to think that it was where he got the liquor in the bottle was probably at the lounge before he got to the aircraft. But then
there's one more check at the before you board, as you're showing
exactly. So at that point was where the security wasn't really tight. So we need to know, we need more video footages to really tell us where the issue is coming from, because FAN has been indicted in this to say that their security isn't really tight. But they are saying that they actually checked the liquor, the bottle, and there was nothing, it was empty. So he had filled it before he had gotten there. But then at the point of him entering the aircraft was when it was discovered, and they then asked him. So it's their word against ours. But like I said, it's still under investigation, and we're waiting for the full investigation.
We will continue to follow it. Thank you so much for your time and for your analysis of this. Business editor at Business Day Media Limited.
Thank you.
Ifeoma Okeke-Korieocha. Thank you for your time.
Thank you.
All right, we'll take a break now.